What is up? It's your girl, Doneisha Wells, and I have some news for you. So I have decided to venture off into a new venture, being this talk show called Triple Threat. And this will be talking about the challenges that I have personally went through being young, black, and female, deeming me to be a triple threat in today's society. Now, I'm going to have, of course, some different perspectives to share. So, anytime I have a guest on here, we are going to talk about those three challenges as well as their biggest hindrances. Did I say that word right? I feel like I got word checked earlier when I was like hindrances. I'm like, look, I'm country, okay? But anyway, I'm gonna have guests on here, and we are going to talk about what they feel their biggest challenges were in life or hindrances, and why they felt they went through those things or those, yeah, why they had those problems. A lot of times we always talk about how we overcome it. And we're going to do that too, because, we want to keep it on a positive note and share potential solutions with others. But I like to dig into why you think you went through that, because I think a lot of it has to do with self. It's like, a lot of times we are in our own head. So why do you think that happened to you? Why do you think you went through that? Why do you think the timing or the environment was what it was when you were feeling what you were feeling? That's what I wanted to get into. That's what I want to talk about. Spill tea. What's tea? So that is more so what this show will be about. And I want to do something different that more so highlights me as a human and individual being, not just the amazing business owner you all know me to be, not the amazing performing artist you know me to be, but just dialogue. I'm a conversationalist. I like to talk. So yeah, we're gonna try to make some income from that too. And I think this would be really awesome. So if you are interested, please do follow me on Instagram at Lamaria, LAMAREAH, and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Doneisha Wells. And what other streaming services will we be on? Instagram's IGTV, Facebook. You can find me on Facebook at Doneisha Wells as well, and YouTube at Doneisha Wells. So just keep up with me if you're interested in listening on this show. If you know anyone who might be interested in being a guest, if you want us to talk about any specific topics or whatever, let me know. Again, that's Lamaria on IG at LAMAREAH, and Doneisha Wells on pretty much all the other platforms. And you can see my other ventures, but this one, it'll be good. It's going to be good. So thank you so much, and huge shout out to my current sponsor and producer, Rodney Boston. This would not have been happening without him. Super dope person. So, yeah. What else? Do you think I missed anything? Talking about who I am. Should I talk about, I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something. What should I say?
You should
Like a little teaser.
give a example of one of the hindrance you ran into.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna talk about. Oh, I know. I asked myself. Dang, I wish it wasn't in a
Or just
video.
make it more of an intro episode, telling everybody about you, and
And some of my challenges. Yeah.
challenges, obstacles, awards, accomplishments, or how you got to those accomplishments. You got a lot of them.
Dang, I'm about to write a book. What the hell are they doing out there? Them is taking us.
It's not picking up though, so you good.
This is okay. That's great. This is the good equipment for me. Okay. Oh, am I good? What's up, y'all? I'm Doneisha Wells, and I'm here to share my new venture with you, being this new talk show called Triple Threat. This will be a show talking about the challenges that I have personally faced being young, black, and female. So tune in by following me on Instagram at Lamaria, LAMAREAH, and also on Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Doneisha Wells. So I just want to dig right in and talk about a few of the challenges that I have faced being this triple threat to society. So y'all know racism. You know racism is a thing no matter what anyone says. I am a conspiracy theorist. I do believe that everything ties back into race because it's power. That's what it's about. And we oppressed in everything that we do. I believe in ageism. I've seen it. I've experienced it. People who haven't experienced it aren't able to acknowledge it, or they're not able to identify it because it's not them. They're not dealing with it. They don't see it. And then also, we would say racism, ageism, and sexism. All of these are real things, and I'll be damned. Guess who got all three? So life has been hard, as we are all on our own journeys, going through life. I got the best of all three worlds. So life be lifing. That's my saying. Life be lifing. Every day is something different, and it's always something that can relate to one of those three things for me. So I just want to talk a little bit about myself, some of those challenges, how they have held me back, how they have pushed me forward. So I am a Nashville native. I am currently residing in Nashville, and um, hopefully I don't kick. Hopefully I don't get kicked out, due to all the tourists coming in here and buying up everything and us having to fight for our lives every day. Hopefully I can stay. So tune in and sponsor me so I can stay home. But I'm a Nashville native. I grew up on the east side of Nashville, Lishi Avenue. I don't gang bang, but you know the vibes. And I believe that I had, I wouldn't say a hard knock life because my folk did the best they could with what they had. And I appreciate them for that. But the odds just were not in our favor. I did not grow up with a silver spoon, unfortunately, even though I feel a little entitled. Like, I feel like I deserved it. I should have had the world. We ain't even had a pot to piss in. Okay. So I went to a lot of different schools. Daddy issues. Daddy was not present, did not want me as a child. So he's not in my life. He's somewhere, not in Nashville, doesn't even live down here. So I grew up from a single parent household. But that single parent, the one parent that I do have, let me fix my verbiage, she was incarcerated while I was growing up. I think she went to jail when I was about maybe 3 or 4. So I was jumping around from house to house. I was never in foster care. I was jumping around from families, house to house, living with cousins and aunties and uncles and the whole wham bam. And that played a major part in my mental health issues as well as my creativity. I do consider myself to be a creative because I'm pretty good at making something out of nothing. I didn't really have a choice. So, yeah. So I jumped around from house to house, living with relatives and whatnot. That also changed a lot for my learning. I went to a lot of different schools. I literally went to a school damn near every year, every 2 years up until high school. So I probably went to between 7 and 9 different schools. So I've seen a lot. I've been to public schools, I've been to charter schools, private schools, artsy schools, ghetto schools, predominantly white schools, predominantly black. I have seen a lot. And I can honestly say that the way you are brought up in these school systems and, your environment at home definitely plays a part in who you are. And when I say it plays a part, it doesn't make you to be those things, but you have changing factors that happen, the way you think, the things that you are exposed to, but it's up to you to overcome those things. So, I did a lot while I was in school. I threw myself into school to get away from the problems that I was having at home. So all of the issues, all of the family drama, all of the obstacles and backlash and life, honestly, just a sucky, poor life. Everything that I was experiencing at home, I got away from in school. So I participated in everything under the sun. Any extracurricular activity I did, and I quit because I just wasn't. I wasn't. I tried. I tried. I've always been a inquisitive individual. I've always been curious. I love to learn. I'm always looking for something new. I think because I was always jumping and moving around. So everything is temporary to me, and that kind of messes with my mind to this day. So if I'm in an environment for too long, it doesn't feel right. I'm like, it's time for me to move. It's time for something different. It's time to find something new. And the world has so much to offer. Why wouldn't I? And we just get tired of the same old thing. So I participated in all types of writing activities, extracurricular things. I won an award. I won all type of awards for writing in my younger days. Me saying young like I ain't young. In my younger days, I won a lot of awards for like writing essays. I was never a poet, but I got a few bars. I enjoyed drawing. I won a couple of awards for that. Speaking, won a couple of awards for that. I've done a lot. I have a lot of achievements in those areas where you get to express yourself. Being the way that I was brought up, I had a lot of different outlets. And what I didn't realize, I was looking for ways to cope with what I was dealing with. So I was participating in this, that, and the third, and nothing was ever giving me what I was really looking for. I didn't realize I was coping with my childhood traumas. Like, I'm looking for a way to run away. I'm looking for a way to stop thinking about these things that bother me, or I can't express them in negative ways because, that doesn't have a pretty ending. We want the world to be full of rainbow and sunshine. That's what I want to get to without shrooms or drugs. But that's the world we want to get to. I want to see colors everywhere and high vibrations. So I participated in all of these things, and nothing ever did it for me. And then dance just kind of came about. It was something that was always there, but I started dancing in high school, and I fell in love. It was the only sport I never quit. I did track, volleyball, basketball, all the sports. I'm super athletic, can you tell? So I started dancing, and that was how I chose to express myself. Anytime I was feeling anything but good, I would dance. When I was feeling hurt, I would dance. When I was feeling sabotaged or betrayed, I would dance. When I was feeling good or happy, I would dance. But that was the way that I chose to express and cope. And that is still the way to this day, how I choose to express myself. And I made a successful business from it. And that's great and everything, but I don't want to just be that. I feel like I am so many things. So here we are with this talk show. And of the three, this is what I have to think about. And this is what I'm going to really dig into today. Of the three, what do I think I am affected by the most? Is it being black? I was born black. I can't choose. I can't do nothing about that, fam. The nose, the lips, we're black. We're all black, fully black. People be saying, they got Native Americans in their family. I think we all do because we're on their property, their land. But I'm black. I wish I knew what country I was from and, where my roots are in Africa, but I don't. So we black. And we don't have a special term, African American, black, blackity black, black. Yeah, we're here. I didn't get to choose that. I was born dark ears. Here we are, this beautiful, luscious chocolate. We here. Or is it being a female? Is it being a woman? Because, I got little chocolate drops in. I didn't know what I was going to come with that. Is it being female or is it being young? Now, this is something that is interesting because I won't be young forever. But I do feel, I think that's where the most problems come from. in my life doing what I'm trying to do, trying to be, not trying because I am doing, being a full-time entrepreneur, especially in the field that I'm in, being a full-time entrepreneur who is making a business based off of culture is hard. So I do think that my biggest challenge it's come from being young. Like racism has been there forever and we are forever oppressed in every way, every day, to where we subconsciously don't even realize it. But I can honestly say pretty privilege is a real thing. Me being born in the South, I've never lived anywhere else to speak on the experiences or, if racism is there, but I have been told that I should move to different places where there are more black people. And I'm like, oh, it's black people down here, but I ain't never been anywhere else to, be able to state that that's a fact. So, in a lot of cases, I'm not going to say I haven't experienced racism because, like I said, it's an everyday thing. Let's be clear, it's an everyday thing. It's that bullshit. Cow patties, man. But not to the extent as other things. Being female, I can honestly say what bothers me the most and the problems that I run into more so have to deal with your pain isn't enough. It's like if I am sharing an experience that I have had from my perspective or my viewpoint, or I'm just sharing my story or journey, a lot of times as a woman, we are viewed as, oh, that doesn't count. It wasn't bad enough. People have been through worse, or worse has happened to people, so your pain doesn't count. That's really messed up. So I would share something. I don't know if I want to share that. Maybe we're not ready for that. That's triggering. But just know, no one pain gets to be prioritized. I won't say one pain isn't worse than the other because I don't believe that. But pain is pain, point blank, period. Trauma is trauma. So whatever the case is, it still counts. Just because you were able to overcome something doesn't mean the next person is. So I think that's more so where a lot of my female problems lie. But being young, just because because I'm not old and crusty and wrinkly like you, damn. It's been really hard trying to be a full-time entrepreneur. I honestly am always viewed as the beautiful girl that walks in. They're like, oh, she's cute. That's it. Just forget my accolades, forget my achievements, forget my work ethic, the progress is, oh, she's cute. So I did all this schooling and all these curriculums and accelerators and programs and community work and volunteer. I did all that just to be cute. For real? But being young, when you're in business, something I desire is to be rewarded and respected for my work ethic. Not even the accolades themselves, but like she's trying really hard. She's putting in the work. She deserves this. And I get turned down so much simply because of my age. It's, oh, well, you couldn't possibly know enough. Well, if you check the resume, nigga, damn. But being young has been the biggest challenge as an entrepreneur. Is, oh, you're not even like, you don't have enough experience. How sway? I got all the experience. Let me share. Let me tell you. And we are shamed in this younger generation for being somewhere for short amounts of time. But what we don't realize is that just because it took you 5 years for something to click, it don't mean it's going to work like that for me. It doesn't have to take long when you know what you are looking for. So being a determined individual who is intentional with the way that they move, why are we at fault for being more aligned? Because we are unconditioning ourselves to be the 40 by 40 by 40, I think is what it's called. Study, work 40 years, retire, and so on, so on. What if that's not what I want to do? I'm at fault for that. I'm instantly boxed in for that. I'm instantly, oh, you don't have any longevity. So that equals you don't have any loyalty, when it should really be, this isn't what you want to do and we can tell. So let's get you into something that you do want to do. So the same way I quit all those sports and extracurricular activities that I did in high school, I started dancing and I've been doing it for 9 years. That other stuff, I probably did it all of like 3 months max. A quarter is the max for me. You get a quarter because that's a lot of time. And me knowing my dedication, you may only show up 5 times out the week. I'm showing up every second, every hour of the day. So I'm putting in a lot more work. The time frame, my work ethic is just different. My work ethic is just different. But I think that's where the biggest problems have come from. That's where all of the problems, the biggest impact has come from being turned down, from being or for being young. You don't have enough experience. You ain't lived long enough. That's wow. I ain't lived long enough. How many hours? This is some research that I do. But how many hours does one put in at school? Can we not put in the same hours? Could we not study the same thing? What does age have to do with that? Or you haven't lived enough. You haven't been through enough life experience. To me, that says like you literally haven't had enough. You haven't encountered enough problems. And it's like, you don't know what I've encountered. You don't know. You may not have known that I've been through poverty. I've experienced homelessness, or I have all of these stories to share, but you wouldn't know that because I wasn't even given the opportunity to share due to my young age. And it makes it all that much worse because I've experienced this at such a young age and I've been able to overcome it, but that's what you want reward. So that has definitely been the biggest obstacle that I fight every single day. And it is discouraging. It is depressing. It sucks, especially living in this digital age when we see all of these other people with all of these other things, but we don't know what they did to get there. And a lot of times for me personally, I'm like, y'all didn't work for this. I get upset, not envious. I get upset because I'm like, not to say you don't deserve it, but you don't even know how to work half as hard as I do. So how do you just get it? Or I'm like, I ask myself, why are you going through this? I'm asking source, why this gotta, I'm not your strongest soldier. Why do I have to go through this? What are you trying to teach me in this lesson, this time? I'm tired of lessons. Give me the luxury. Why do I have to go through this? Why do I have to endure this? Why is this happening to me? What are you trying to teach me? What am I gaining from this? What am I learning from this? And I'll stop it there. So if you want to tune in, if you like what you are hearing, or if it's relatable to you, or if you know anyone who may be going through the same thing or have experienced the same thing, tune into this show. Again, it is called Triple Threat. It's not just talking about being Black, young, and female. Those will be the main things, but just why you felt you went through whatever the case is, why you were having problems. So again, find me on Instagram at Lamaria, Lamareah. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Doneisha Wells, and follow me on Facebook. That is where this will be broadcasted. So far, we're looking for sponsorships and other networks to pick this up. So if you like it, share it, spread it. Everyone has problems. Why are you having these problems is the question. Thank you.